what a perfect timing for me to have this talk about my anxiety and my depression, right? I've had a video about this. I'm not sure if the fan is too loud, so I'm going to turn it down really quick. I might put it in there, I might not. I'm not sure if like you'll be able to see it, but I spilled like my coffee everywhere, right? That I had on this table. It spilled literally fucking everywhere, made a huge mess. Not having a panic attack or anything. So like that's a weird way to start this off, okay? So like if you're new to this channel, this is the Mark Karski channel, and I want to name this series whenever I talk about mental health, so you're not just like surprised by it. And this isn't going to be like a mental health channel at all. This is going to be a channel involving me. Let me move this camera actually, because I keep looking at me because I look so good. Look at that head tattoo though. Wow. Oh, that is better. Where did my lighter go, motherfucker? Oh, yes. There it is. I found it. Oh, my fucking back hurts. I'm going to sit back for a second. Jesus Christ. So, I want to talk about my anxiety and my depression. And I have before on this channel. Now I'm kind of far away. My eyes are bad, bro. I need to bring that bigger one closer. Let me take a hit really quick to chill. If you want to take a hit with me, go ahead. If you don't smoke, that's totally cool. You don't have to be 100% to start again. That's the whole point of the solo casts. Going through it and what you've been through. Going through it. Currently, right now. Like right now I'm not anxious. I think that typically would have maybe made me really, really anxious, or like, I don't know, that could have set off a panic attack or something. I'm not going to get into like what I'm taking and stuff, like medication wise. It's very, very low of stuff to control anxiety and stuff. But let's just talk about like it's been different, I feel like. So before I did talk about my meds, and I probably will and stuff. Because people like to talk and try new things and find out and figure out and shit like that. You know, I totally understand that. So I will. But if you're watching this and wanting to find out what worked right away or something like that, like what I did to get rid of, we stopped the ketamine. I'll make a video separately about that. But I did TMS, the magnet therapy thing that goes through. They shoot a magnet into your head, and it hurts more than like it doesn't hurt, but it's more than a head tattoo, for real. It's like a different feeling though. I meditated right before this too, and then I spilled the coffee. That probably helped. That's probably a big contributing factor as to why I'm completely fucking okay right now with what just happened. Because I wanted that. I didn't need that coffee as well. You know, maybe that would have made me have a panic attack. Does this look bad when I like sit back and slouch? Like, do I care at all? But let's get back on topic. You guys know I have a problem with staying on topic. I don't like to edit. I like to have me just speak, you know, just off the dome. And what I'm truly feeling, so I can be as honest and stuff like that. If I like wrote this down prior, it wouldn't be the same. You know, my recall might not be as good. Right, but I'd rather my recall not be as good, but and come and tell you it from a different place, right? I guess, or from like so my depression. If you want to go look at what I describe depression and anxiety in my other channel, not my other channel, on my other video about it, where it feels like the sense of self is hurting, because I had a theory that look at me already talking myself down. That's so funny. That depression set off the same receptors as pain. And I asked, and they're like, yeah. Because I guess what it feels like, your sense of self, you know, how you can feel things around you, right? Like if you just sit there right now, you could feel like what's around you. Like for instance, I can feel the camera, and I can feel, well, obviously, but I can feel like that there's this little sofa over there next to me, and a little shelf right here that you can't see. But you know, the things around you, I can feel the Elmo and the things that are creeping you out behind me. I'm never gonna explain those again. By the way, I don't think I'm ever gonna explain those on this channel. Like, you gotta figure it out from my. You gotta go to my main channel. That's where I explain it. To go figure it out what those are and why they're there, and why there might be more from the Sesame Street. But just in case there's a little bit of noise, I'm gonna go put on airplane mode because I don't want any noise to interrupt this beautiful microphone, this beautiful conversation. And that's what I want it to be as well, you know, because like I have a podcast coming out. Actually, let me go get my dog. Sorry, I had to let Myles in. You're going to be like, why isn't he up here with you? Well, he's downstairs hanging out, doing his own little thing. Man, heat really fucks with my anxiety, okay? But like my depression's pretty much gone now, right? And it didn't like magically go away from the TMS. It was a gradual thing, and it was my like, this is what I'm going to make a video about the quarantine and stuff like that, but this is going to be my main thing about the quarantine video, or like what I'll probably say. Like, if you didn't come out better with a new skill or in better shape or like with a new like anything, if you didn't come out better from this quarantine being forced in and you just stayed in and played video games the entire fucking time and you did nothing like at all, you lost. That's going to be the main thing I talk about. So what I did was learn. I learned pretty much. I tried to, you know, I took a step back for about 6 months, as you guys know, and the depression was is super hard to deal with as somebody who's was blissfully happy until a year after my father died. Even after my father died, I was still good. You know, maybe like a random panic attack or two. And that should have been a good sign. I had one time I had a panic attack before a stream, and we didn't notice that, you know? And I kind of had anxiety my entire life. I'll get into that too, you know? But that's, that's what I want the first video to be about, kind of just explaining what my depression's gone now, about like where it's been, or where it's at, and where it can be, and where it can get at, and stuff, right? And where I said, you know, you don't have to be 100%, because there's going to be sometimes I'm not 100%, and I make videos on this channel. You know, I learned that from, I'm going to sound like an asshole, but like Duncan Trussell, or whatever his name is. I'm not entirely sure on the first last name. I really like him a lot. I learned a lot from him. Like, just like what I noticed is a lot of comedians have podcasts where they help people and talk about shit like this, especially ones with like a mental health problem. My therapist says this is like more of a sprain, that it's going to be, you know, obviously you deal with things in life, but like the depression and stuff, like I lost my father, you know, like that's a sprain. I'm probably not going to have to deal with that until I lose my mother, you know, but that'll be different because I'm more set up for it now and stuff like that. I didn't have any real loss until then. So I feel like this is also just a therapy session. I can say whatever the fuck I want. If you think it's interesting or whatever, keep listening. If you don't, then thanks for giving me the watch time. I could use it from being gone for so long. You know what I usually ask people on my podcast? Because I have one coming out. It's called Humans, spelled lowercase h, capital Y-O-U, lowercase M-A-N-S. So to emphasize the U, right? I wanted to call it YouTube, but that would be a problem, right? They wouldn't be cool with that. They wouldn't like me saying calling it YouTube. So humans, because it's about the individual. And I usually ask them, what's their mind space? What's going on in their head? What are they like? What are they thinking about? What is their day-to-day like? You know? So, you know, let's go through that with me. Fuck it. This is kind of like a therapy session, actually. But for you guys to see kind of what I'm going through. Because this is the questions I ask people. And this is what I would answer, honestly, on the podcast if somebody asked me it. I'll wake up, you know, eat something really quick to take an Adderall. Because I have depression-induced ADHD. Everybody used to, on the channel, would be like, yo, dude, you got ADHD. I got tested for it, I didn't. But then I got depression-induced ADHD. Like, I couldn't focus on anything and stuff. You know, like, obviously, like, it's hard to focus on anything when you're depressed. So I think everybody probably does have that. Like, that would help probably most people. But I have anxiety, so they were kind of scared about giving it to me. But, you know, I got it from some homies, and I tried it. And I was like, hey, it helped, doc. And they're like, okay. I'm not ever going to give out their names now because they literally were just like, okay, Hugo. Yeah, sure. Oh, it worked. Adderall you bought from your friend worked from you? Yeah, man. Here's a script for it for the rest of your life. Hilarious. 'Cause that shit used to make me so fucking high. It'd be like doing coke. That's what it would feel like. One time I was at a family party and I took Adderall just because like I hate family parties because they're boring as fuck. Nobody actually talks, right? Like no, you don't get to meet these people who are your family, like extended family. They just sit there and you have to love them. So you don't really get to talk to them unless you do, which I mean, like, do they ever have really good conversations at your guys' place? Nah. But one time I took Adderall and it's like I took Coke because that's what Adderall's like when you don't need it. It's like, to me, it's like cocaine. That's what it feels like. But it's like elongated. So it's way better. And I was just going off in a good way, just talking to everybody and like talking about creativeness and, you know, how I proved the proof of concept and how like any of them could do it, but like how their kids could implement it in their lives to make it better and stuff. What tangent was I going on? But I don't know. I guess so. I wake up now. I have to take Adderall to. I think it helps me get going. I'm not sure. I guess so. I did a day where I just didn't have any, and it was a bad day. So I guess so. I think it helps more with mood than anything else. Because when I wake up, I'm like, you know, that phase. Like sometimes like I'll know I'm awake. I'll have my eyes like I just like, nah, fuck. I'm not saying that I don't want to be, you know, like awake or alive, but until I get my medicine, then, you know, I take that and then I'll take like a Klonopin, which is not a Xanax. Similar, very, very similar. But like you guys can tell when I'm on Xanax. Like I took it in a video and everybody was like, you're way too high. And I was like, no, I took medication that I had to take. Shit, fuck, never gonna do that again. Felt really, really bad, actually. So yeah, I was like, damn, I don't want people to like notice that. But you know what? Like, I don't really give a shit because like I have to take it, and if that's what it takes to make a video, I won't make a comedy video. But on here, I'll fucking off Xanax, I'll make a video. I don't give a shit. What's the worst that could happen? I get Roseanne barred, but that was Ambien. Whatever. I could get Roseanne barred. That would be actually, I mean, she super edgy. God, I hate that I just put that out into the ether. Edgy. Because that's never the point of Wineboxpapi, to be edgy with no point. To have edge with no point, that shit I fucking hate. Edge with no point. Yeah, it's not my thing, man. I'm going to take a hit of this because that's what I do on this podcast. I'm trying to find the name, too. Because, you know, I like that, Kenny Beats. Whoa, Kenny. His Don't Overthink Shit. Dots. I was thinking of, like, you know how I got this, I think too much? I think too much. You know, I was thinking of, like, ITIT, and then, like, TM, or IT squared TM. I think too much. That could be a really cool logo. That's funny that I just came up with that right here. Well, that's how it works. You talk it out. That's how you think. I actually was just listening to Jordan Peterson, and he was saying, instead of thinking, most people can't think because they can't look it up. There's a study. I talk about this all the time. I even told my therapist about this because, like, the study, and it's also on YouTube. It's a free YouTube Red episode, but I knew about this prior. I took psychology courses in high school and college and stuff like that. So, and even have read of this study like multiple times and shit. So, why did I say all of that? I guess it's more to say that I didn't just watch a YouTube video. Like, I kind of like am super into psychology and like could totally be a psychologist if I wanted to be type shit, but I don't. I do want to help though. That's the point of the I got the Poppy code, but we're gonna rebrand that a little bit. What the fuck was I talking about? People can't think. So there's you can watch it on YouTube. It's with the Michael Vsauce here. When I went to VCon, people would always say that to me. Michael from Vsauce? I'd be like, Michael Vsauce here, or something like that, or hey Vsauce, whatever the fuck that cunt says. I said it, and they all laughed and shit. They're like, I knew it. I'm like, I have tattoos. Like, I don't look like him at all. I didn't have head tats though. Tangents on tangents. That's what I should call this fucking podcast. But that would be too obvious. And then people wouldn't want to watch it because nobody likes tangents. But that's what natural human conversation does. But I think most people are actually pretty bad at that, at natural human conversation, especially with oneself or like a podcast. I feel like a lot of people, like they make scripts for podcasts and for YouTube videos. Like, wow. I remember on my first channel I made scripts. But what we were talking about, if I can fucking get my mind back to it, because I got pretty back to it super quick earlier, but I don't know if there's gonna be an edit cut here because I'm gonna have to sit and wait, or I might just take a hit on camera and maybe it'll come back to my mind. You might be like, wow, Mark, you're a fucking idiot. But like this kind of happens often with my memory, especially if I'm talking, because like I don't think when I talk or make videos. That's how I do it, and that's the way it works. If I think, then I start second guessing and all of that. So that might be, maybe it's a downfall. I don't think so though, whatsoever. But let's take a hit and see if I can remember what the fuck I was. Haven't remembered yet, but we'll get back onto the anxiety and depression thing. I like to think that maybe people are going to sit back and just, I don't know how people are going to consume this. You know, you get a how are you consuming this? Are you listening to it? Like, you're probably going to comment on YouTube you could still, like, I pay for YouTube Premium. They're actually giving out free Google Chromes or whatever, but like I do it just because I don't want ads. I actually do it not because of the ads, but YouTubers still get paid, by the way, if you do YouTube Premium and you don't get ads. So that's not me copping out, but they still get paid. I would, not an ad blocker. But you could do stuff, you play it in the background because that's what I listen to. Is like I watch Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, shit like that. That's it. Gary Vaynerchuk. That's it. Right. Like I'm not watching something that I have to watch. Like one of my videos, my Wineboxpapi videos, like a Cody Cut, like a comedy video. You would have to probably watch. I'm sure some people keep me on in the background. I heard, but because I'm sure just hearing some of the shit I say is just fucking funny in general. But like, going on tangents, and even if I lose them and stuff, I don't know. There must have been something there, obviously. Maybe it just wasn't that important. Or maybe it was, and I'll bring it up again later. Maybe that's why people have bullet points and notes. But that's why people usually have like a second person to be like, hey, what was I just saying? Because these are coming straight off the dome. But we can just go right back into the main focus of this, and then whatever pathway comes. But let me know how you do. Do you listen to this? Like, do you go, if you're on Apple Music, somehow tell me. Well, like you listen. Like, what do you do? Like, do you chill? Do you watch me? Like, I don't know how people watch this. Because with when I watch Joe Rogan or somebody else, pretty much the only podcast I listen to is Joe Rogan. I'll hear a clip of Joey Diaz and other people's stuff, and I'll usually try and, I don't know, have them be part of my thought process. Have them be not my friends, right? But kind of actually, right? Like as if I'm really there, because like they know Joe Rogan and all of them and all those people. They know what they're talking about. I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. I admit, I'm only 25, right? So they have extreme knowledge and wisdom of many things. Somebody's going to comment saying, you sound drunk. Not drunk at all. Definitely high, though. Did an Instagram live before this where I smoked. If you want to see me do an Instagram live every morning, smoking a joint, drinking a coffee, go to my Instagram. But, you know, like, I wonder people how they take it in. Because I never really think about it, actually. I've never really thought about, you know, like, how are people, like, what do people think about it? How do people consume it? What's their instant reaction? I could, like, at first, like, now when I watch a video of me screaming, I can't even imagine being like, well, that's because that's not something I would want in my life. That's something I wanted for other people's lives that I think they wanted to take them out of their life, actually. So I kind of get why I hate it. I'm totally going to make fun of one of my first videos, by the way. That's a little, I'll throw some little things in here of ideas on this channel. And my main channel is obviously in the description. It's Wineboxpapi. If you're seeing me through here, you know, this is my first video back on this channel as well. And this is just my second video back from a 6-month break. If it seems a little off, choppy, you know, we'll get back to it. You know, I'm really trying here, and I'm not 100%. And I'm trying to talk about the thing that's going on in my life. So I guess bear with me if you can. Or skip through till you get to the part that sounds interesting. That's the best part. If you guys don't know, you can double tap on the screen and it'll do like, and you can customize it between 5, 10, and 15 seconds, I believe. Best invention ever. I wish everything was like that. I tried porn, you can do that too, but it's only 15 seconds on certain websites. That sucks. You always want to skip, you know? Just get to the good parts. You know, right in the beginning. Like, you don't want the dialogue, but you want to get the blowjob, right? You want to see him smashing it from a couple angles, and then you just want to see the finish. And you're like, all right, I'm done with her. On to the next one. That's dating. That's dating for you in 2020? It feels like 2021 already, because, like, we all gave up on this bitch. Deadass. You know we did. We're done. We're donezo with this hoe. But June 1st was my new year. I could talk about my resolutions, I guess, eventually, like in a different video, but the anxiety and depression. So anxiety is, the depression gradually went away from TMS. Man, you guys probably like, you already said that, or like, wow, this is taking forever. I don't know. I try and always guess, but I guess it's always, or why is it always negative? I don't know. See, anxiety maybe, or maybe that's just who I am. You know, that's why I can be Wineboxpapi and cynical and mean. Because that's where my brain automatically goes, and I do have to change perspective to be happier. Hello. That was good. But the TMS just gradually took it away. That did work. They're supposed to do both sides, but for some fucking reason, they didn't flip-flop sides, because he said, like, my anxiety was good on the chart, even though the chart is one of those stupid fucking charts they give you of, like, do you feel this way? Not at all. Sometimes, several days, every day. I'm like, how the fuck is that a good indication of anything, fuckface? You know, then of course I get angry. It's not anybody's fault. If you're watching this, it's not your fault, fam. It's not at all. I understand. But we did, you know, TMS can increase anxiety, and we did, you know, it's with TMS it's a magnetic thing. They scan, they find a part of your brain that they shoot magnetic things into, where it's like, and then like it'll zap through you. You'll feel it. It is more annoying than a head tattoo. And like sometimes like you'll jaw, like they'll find it when like your thumb moves, your jaw moves or something. It's super weird because like, and it's also it's just like knowing that like they can control anything. Part of you like makes something move. Or like fuck something up if they wanted to. It's scary, but you know, there's also people who get brain surgery and heart surgery, and they could just like drop in one of their scalpels in you, and you're fucked. But I guess you know what I'm saying. You know, that worked, but it increased my anxiety, and we brought it down from 5 days a week to 3 days. So I think we should have done the opposite sides. I think because that was evident. But we're gonna do a full right side one. This one was covered by insurance. This one isn't. This one I think is only $100 a pop. Not as bad as the ketamine was 500 a pop. You know, but whatever, you know, if you're listening to this and you hear those, whatever it fucking takes. You know, if SSRIs aren't working, because there's a 30% likelihood of them working. What I did have been 70% or higher. Ketamine is 70%. TMS is like 80% and shit. I think psilocybin's even like 70% and shit like that. That'd be next if all this shit doesn't work. You know, just mushrooms, but like doing it, like figuring out a medically good way to do it. Anything. What the fuck is money when it's your life? I don't care what you have to do it. Ask your mom. Get a loan. I don't. I might just sound stupid saying that, but any way to get money for your mental health, anything that can help. Depression's a killer. Get this. Try this. Just give it a shot. Is my mic plugged? I think it's always plugged in. Because that camera doesn't have like its own. I'm using a C100 right now. Cinema cameras don't have like usually their own scratch, like audio for scratch audio, any type of mic on them. So yeah, and then this one needs a powered one. Just to get shitty fucking scratch audio. Oh my god. Anyway, so but yeah, anything it takes. Anything. But you know, make sure that's what's going on, you know. If you have a problem, you know, or if you think you do, I think this quarantine brought it out of a lot of people because they can't be with themselves. I didn't even fully explain that. Where, okay, you're probably going to go, oh, god damn, I suck. I'm sorry. There's just a lot on my mind. Because like this quarantine probably showed you can't be by yourself. This probably proved this theory or this proven test. So what they'll do is they'll administer like a shock, right, to somebody, and they'll be like, will you ever want that pain ever again? Like, would you want to experience that pain ever again? And they go, no. Like, obviously, why? Like, no, I don't want to experience that pain ever again. So they just leave like the button they pressed to have that shock administered in the room, and they go, all right, we'll be back in 15 minutes. See you in 15 minutes. And that's the only thing in the room is that button. There's nothing else except for like you in the chair. And I think the overwhelming majority, I'm gonna say, I was gonna say 85, but my guess is 65% of people within, and this is another guess, 3 to 5 minutes, press the button. So 65 to 85% of people within 3 to 5 minutes will press the button to get some form of feel, because they can't think and they've never been in the position to be with themselves or comfortable with themselves. You know, they get that anxiety of thinking and shit. I think my mom just got home, of thinking and shit, and they press the button right away. Think about that. You know, I used to be able to sit in a car. I remember the last memory I kind of have with my father of going to a store or to a theater, and I was just sitting in the car, totally peaceful and at peace, thinking by myself, just thinking. It was a fun time. You know, maybe because I'm like an intellectual where you can like, where that's not like I'm an intellectual, but like where the definition of like looking inwardly for and thinking about humanity and stuff, where you can kind of think infinitely and it's fun. Thinking is fun. That's where I want to, you know, that's a good thing for you guys to implement. Start trying to think and stuff. So check out that test and stuff. So let's talk about my anxiety's rising right now because my mother's home. I love my mom, but I don't obviously like living with my mom. I'm back here to stack cash. My fucking lease was up. Came back to this bitch. Then we're going to Cali. But, yeah, you know, mom, you know, I'm 25, you know, how that goes. Mom! Hello? Yeah. I'm filming. How you doing? Love you. So I would say anxiety is the main problem, and we're not. Ooh, storm, rain, tons of rain. I'm not. You probably won't be able to hear it. Ooh, it's so dark. That looks so good. Like the background. Like I like that. That's what I like. If I wish I can control the back of that, having it be super dark back there. But my anxiety is only like I said. So let's go with my mornings. That's where we were at, right? Take the Addy, eat toast, take a Klonopin then with the coffee, and then I'll smoke and go on Instagram Live now. And then hopefully film or do something productive, right? And then I'll be good. All day, pretty much. All day. Might have to pop another Klonopin just to get me through it. Just because, you can't just stop taking Klonopin. We got to start, wean off. Because it's been good. We've been good. It's weird. I don't know why. It's just been good. So, kind of all day, I'll just like smoke weed and try and do productive shit. And then towards the end of the night is when we were having problems. Is when I was having problems of when I would get really, really anxious for some reason. Not sure. Just out of nowhere, He gave me a mood stabilizer once, and it just didn't. It made me feel worse in the mornings and stuff, and it wasn't worth it. It would make me really tired. So I just take sometimes I'll take a Xanax just in case. Closer to bed. Like if I come in from listening to music and chilling, and like smoking and stuff, trying to just relax, bring my night down. Try and go to sleep at 12. Xanax or two just to make sure I don't, because I was having like panic attacks and stuff. So that's like my whole regimen now. But I also have started taking like kratom. Of course, I got to get back on CBD, but the CBD with the terpenes seem to be the best. But those are really expensive. But kratom seems to help a little bit. Not as much as it did as the first time I tried it. Damn, I was like, ooh, fuck. This is like I took a ton of hydro. But now I don't feel like that at all. I think it's just a good calming thing. I know this is a lot at once. Look into that, of course. Kratom does seem to help. I'm gonna be trying that. I'm gonna take some of the energy ones very soon instead of an energy drink. Shortly after this, but the anxiety is what can turn into depression, right? Because then I'll get sad and down about being anxious or having a problem, and I have a lot of shame about it too, of course, right? Like it's kind of because my father was old, or not like I'm not saying my father was anybody shame me, but like that's how the world is shameful, or like it's kind of shown to be or taught to be shameful about emotions, I guess. Except my father was he showed a lot of emotions, so that was good. I'm happy about that, but that I learned that. But like that's like an alpha male type thing, I think, is being able to show your emotions and control them, but have no problem being open and showing them, like even though I just looked away at the camera, I feel like people are looking at my body language a lot, or maybe just I am. Maybe I'm just really conscious of it. But of course, I'm a little nervous and stuff like that, which I think is evident. Getting hungry. Or actually, this one girl, Sarah, I'm not sure if you're going to be watching this. She read my tarot cards, and she said that my anxiety and stuff or whatever is held in like my stomach, and it's like I almost cried when she said that, reading my tarot cards. She's like, how the fuck? Because it's so accurate. I can tell. It's just there. Like I eat. If I'm still anxious after, then I, got anxiety. And that blew me away. You guys gonna be like, tarot cards, you crazy, bro. Nah, tarot cards are crazy, bro. But that hasn't happened in a couple of days, which is weird. So I'm not sure what's happening. I want to get the TMS for the anxiety, because sometimes that can that can come about like an anxiety attack. Sometimes that can happen. Like I think it's just like I think I've always had anxiety my entire life. I think I'm gonna have to learn how to manage it with breathing techniques and stuff like that. But there's TMS, for anxiety that they do. So I might as well fucking do it. If the other one worked, I would like to minimize it, but also learn these techniques and, have this help me create good habits. Like that's what Xanax and Adderall and stuff is for, is to help you build good habits, then you get off of them and stuff like that. Like I'm not trying to take this shit for life. Of course, that's bad for you, right? Don't really drink anymore. Speaking of bad for you, I think somebody would probably comment like, you probably drink a lot. I don't really drink a lot. It probably seems like I drink a lot, but I don't. Yeah. Makes you fat and hangovers. Like I get those a lot. I'm getting old. But I smoke a fuckload though. So like that makes up for it, I guess. But it's not fattening. I don't really give into munchies too much. But so I guess the anxiety, and I'm just always, not always scared, but when you feel it, it's like, oh my God. Sometimes it gets so bad, where you're breaking down, crying, having a panic attack. You're like, why me? Why am I experiencing this? I've never in my entire life been suicidal. I've never thought of harming myself or anything like that. But like I have, I've been to points where I've gone, oh, I see why somebody would probably take their life here. Like this is probably an area. This is probably it, which I think was a fascinating perspective to see and not have the feeling or urge at all. There's this, for some reason, I think I built this foundation of faith that I'm trying, and that's the goal of this channel and of this series and the goal of my life, I guess. What, is to, what was I kind of just like was losing it there. I had a different sentence that I was going down. But then a different sentence came to mind because it's not. My first sentence wasn't about At first, it was to love yourself, and then it was to be happy, and right now it's to find meaning. To find meaning, but I guess I have to. I know for a fact this gives me meaning and stuff, and to teach that and just just help and stuff. I hate that I lost that sentence. I blame the marijuana. See, kids, pot's bad. Nah, it's a good medicine. But, I don't know if you're watching this. If you don't have it and you're watching it to see what it's like and you don't know what it's like, a very good way to see what a breakdown is if you've never had one, to see, or if you've never seen one, a good way to see one that I think is extremely accurate is Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. Spectacular. He did perfect. It looked like someone was having a breakdown, or maybe he got himself to have one. I'm gonna make a whole podcast about the ending of that movie. I cannot fucking wait. The movie was The Weeknd, you should have shown more of him, like, especially when he was like, it's so hard, like, my dick. Like, when they was like, they were in the bathroom doing coke, like, show me his dick. I'm watching this movie. I paid for it. It was on sale for 99 cents. A lot of people probably paid like $6.99 or more. $10 or something in movie theaters. Popcorn's $40. Show us his cock. I'm not even gay and I want to see that shit so bad. We should probably just end it right there. That's how I end things when I say ridiculous shit. But I just want you. I'm just here to let you guys know and show you it's okay, show you it's possible. How I built that character of what? How did I build that faith in myself, and not even have that thought process of, because depression is a killer, right? But not to me. It won't kill me, right? But it is a killer. Why? It has to do, obviously, with my, a little bit of narcissism, how amazing I think I am, how much change I think I can bring and help. I think I can bring to the world. I think I have a lot of meaning. I think I can do a lot of good for this earth. I think there'd be a major loss. I think me going through it, the suffering was for a reason. you know, for me to, I think even Kid Cudi said that in a song. I look back at his songs. He said he looked at it as a like he'll be the. I wrote it down like like the voice, or something. I don't know. Cause I remember in the beginning, I asked my girl at the time and my mom, cause I'm single, ladies. What's good? I'm like, I'm cool, right? Right? Like I'm cool. I'm cool as fuck. I have grills. If you guys like grills, I could put them in if you guys said no. Um, cause people, like I said, shameful, but depression. Like I'm cool as fuck, and I have, anxiety and depression, and we're thinking, we're trying to find the exact um diagnosis, but definitely, the anxiety is really the main thing. But to show that there's nothing like it's like having a broken leg, man. Yeah, it could be an injury, it could be a sprain, it could even if you've had it your whole life. People like Jordan Peterson's daughter literally had broken legs her whole life. Is that something to be shameful about? Like, look it up. Like, she had that degenerative bone disease. That's like you could see it visibly. Just because this injury isn't visible doesn't mean you should have shame about it. And that's me talking to me and to you. I should listen. Nothing wrong with crying, but I'm not gonna cry. Not crying, but you can hear it in my voice, bro. You can see a little bit of tears in my eyes, man. But there's nothing to be shameful about, for real. We need more people to talk about it. This is not going to be a mental health channel, because, I don't want to. I want to be a voice for it, of course, but I don't want to, first of all, make the majority of my money off of it. I don't want to heavily profit off of it. Of course, I'm gonna put ads on these videos. Like, I've suffered, so I might as well get a fucking $4 for talking about it. But it won't be the main focus. And there's gonna be a lot of happiness. There's a lot of good to come, just like in life. If you're listening to this, there's a lot of good to come. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. I think too much. IT squared TM. I like the IT. It reminds me of Star Wars. AT-AT. I think, because like the dots, because people could get tatted IT. But people are like, I think, but then they'd be like, yeah, too much.